Hey moviegoers, Dimitri Panos here with another episode of the Cinescope, Movies Under a New Lens. In this episode, I will be putting the movie Watch the Skies under the Cinescope. Multiple choice question for you. Watch the Skies is A, the last line of dialogue in The Thing from Another World. B, a proposed title for what is to become Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Or C, a Swedish sci-fi movie with heart whose band of misfit nerds share the universal language of imagination and investigation and exploration and belief that we are not alone. And then there's D, all of the above. If you answer D, you win. It is all of the above. The words Watch the Skies have transcended time. This new movie is an embodiment of what came before. It's kind of a throwback to those sci-fi movies of yesteryear, and it for sure has that nostalgic feel. The misfit group typifies a sentiment of innocence. It's 1988. Denise, along with her dad and a small group of UFO believers, are looking for evidence. And more to the point, they're actually stealing files from a secret government lab. Well, things don't go as smoothly as planned. Making an escape, Denise's dad goes off into the mountains, never to be seen again. Denise believes her father was abducted by aliens. Well, 8 years later, 1996, Denise still believes the truth is out there. That small group of believers, well, they have formed their own little group, UFO Sweden. They're investigators of the otherworldly who use fact and science to explain sightings. 99% of the time, they can explain what has actually been seen. But that 1% they note as actual unidentified flying object, or UFO. They spend most of their time together talking of the possibilities of life out there, drinking coffee, eating tarts. It's a gathering of nerds. And Denise believes she's found concrete evidence of her father's abduction, so she goes back to the group for help in proving her theory. They all set off an adventure with hope and heart in finding proof that something, or more succinctly, someone is really out there. Watch the Skies is a refreshing original film that relies on group dynamic and storytelling over star power and spectacle. The cast is all Swedish, so unless one is a connoisseur of Swedish cinema, pretty unrecognizable to US movie-going audiences. And hopefully that changes, because the cast here is great and fun to watch. Starting with Inez Dahl Torhag as the young adult Denise. With her precocious talent for tech, Torhag's Denise reminded me of a young John Connor in T2. Denise is stubbornly set on finding her father. She bends the rules and uses her tech savvy to crack security codes with no problemo. Torhag carries the movie, and she makes Denise very easy to like and to root for. Well, the very same can be said about actor Jesper Barkselius as scientist Leonard Svan. Svan is kind of an absent-minded professor, but the exception, he does understand what's going on around him. He's very sympathetic and supportive to Denise's cause. He has somewhat become a surrogate father to her, and he too is a believer. If he and Denise can prove Denise's dad was abducted by aliens, well, that would be all the proof they need to show the world the truth really is out there and there is life above and beyond the big blue marble. The remaining cast playing that ragtag group of UFO Sweden are all not only very likable, but they offer great comedic charm. Co-writer and director Victor Donnell knows his 80s and 90s sci-fi. Watch the Skies pays homage to many of the movies I grew up watching, and you can tell Donnell has spent a lot of time watching the skies. If there's an issue that I had, it would be with the story. It gets a bit too sciencey and a little bit too weighed down in the timey-wimey of things, but it doesn't take away from the fun of the movie. In my writing of this review, I went back and forth as to whether or not I was going to talk about a new technology used in this movie. On one hand, I'm hesitant because I don't want it to be a viewing distraction. On the other hand, it really is quite an amazing piece of AI that revolutionizes dubbing. Watch the Skies as the first major US release showcasing a new technology. Watch the Skies is a Swedish movie. The original language spoken in the movie is in fact Swedish, but you'd never know watching it. Because here in the States, the movie will be in English, actually using the actors' voices. The technology used is called Flawless. Using AI, they have the cast re-record their dialogue, and Flawless is able to recreate the facial and lip movements so that it literally appears as if the characters are speaking in English. There is no sync issues at all, like say when you're watching a bad Asian dub. I can honestly say I went in knowing about this technology. So I closely watched how the characters spoke. And you know something? Not only did I not notice anything out of the norm, but I'd say even more importantly, I forgot all about it. I was able to flawlessly watch the movie. I believe the same will happen with all moviegoers. Flawless is an AI tech that I can support and get behind because it doesn't replace an actor. It's ethical AI that enhances creativity rather than replacing it. If you don't believe me and think I'm a shill for this, well, I can share with you it is supported by the Screen Actors Guild because they too believe it to be a move in the right direction for AI. There's lots to be seen and heard in Watch the Skies. First and foremost, it's a fun and entertaining summer sci-fi adventure. Combination of Close Encounters, The X-Files with just a dash of Interstellar. By the end, you'll want to be part of UFO Sweden. Opening exclusively in AMC theaters around the country, watch your listings and go check out Watch the Skies. You'll be glad you did. Thank you for tuning in and watching this episode of the Cinescope. There'll be more reviews in the days, weeks, and months ahead. I mean, we are kicking off summer, and I think Watch the Skies is a good way to start. It'll bring back those feels of yesteryear's great summers at the movies. So until next time, I will see you at the movies, and you just might see me watching the skies.